Let's bring you in now to the latest in the world of business. Local market focus is turning to National Treasury, with Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana set to present his most challenging budget yet. The Rand weekend on late Monday trade, the JSE remained unchanged after a limited trading session due to the President's Day holiday in the United States. For more on what's moving the market, Sentio Capital Equity Analyst Andile Buthelezi joins us. A very good morning to you. Thank you for your time. The Rand closed slightly weaker on Monday as the market keeps watch for Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana's budget speech. What are the expectations from the budget, and what else is moving markets here at home and globally?
Yeah, good morning to you, Mpo. Look, I think every year we tend to say that this particular budget is probably the most challenging ever. And unfortunately, yeah, like you said, it is quite a challenging one for him this year, especially because from a revenue perspective, we are constrained. Unfortunately, some of the windfalls that the country saw from the mining companies, at least, and the tax revenue that they generated from the mining companies over the last few years, that's no longer there. And that is because of the slump in commodity prices that we've seen. So revenue is much lower and the spend needs to keep going. I mean, if you ever look at an entity like Transnet, for instance, very important for our economic growth, an entity that needs cash, eyes will be very much there looking to see how much the country is willing to give to an entity like Transnet so that they can improve their operations. Will they change the taxes? We don't know. Remains to be seen. They did recently drop corporate taxes, of course. So would it really make sense for them to reverse and go the other way? Probably not. Where else are they going to get the revenue from, though? That remains to be seen. So, look, like you said, I don't necessarily wish to be in his shoes. It is a very difficult one to navigate, and it remains to be seen how exactly he does implement that.
Yeah.
The other thing that's moving markets that I do want to touch on is just we are very much in the middle of earnings season. We have seen a number of companies reporting their earnings results for the last 6 months or for the last year. Mining companies, again, a lot of them reporting significant drops in earnings, and that is very much in line with that drop in commodity prices that we've seen.
Unemployment for the fourth quarter of 2023 is another big data point later today. What is the biggest obstacle to dealing with unemployment in the labour market?
I don't think I'm telling you anything new here, but we need economic growth. Without economic growth, it's very difficult to create the jobs that we need as a country. And to get the economic growth, we need a business-friendly environment. We need an environment that incentivizes businesses to set up shop here, to spend money here. And if they do that, then people can get employed, and that's how you get the job growth. So, look, we need infrastructure to be proper. We need it to be predictable. We need the energy situation in the country to be sorted. That's a very big one. That's a very big, obvious one, which, if sorted, would go a very long way towards improving the economic growth of the country. And I think an issue like that would definitely go a long way towards helping that unemployment number for us.
In company news, Andile, BHP's half-year results beating expectations. Talk us through those numbers.
Yeah, so BHP is very much an iron ore and copper company these days after they got rid of their petroleum assets a few years ago. So if we zoom in on those particular business operations, we'll see that in that iron ore business, they did benefit from a rally towards the back end of last year in the iron ore price, which has now improved the EBITDA and the EBITDA margins. And that's a large part of the reason for that was just with regards to a restocking cycle from the Chinese in particular, where inventory levels are quite low. So them restocking iron ore towards the back end of last year helped contribute to that increase in iron ore prices. And then in the copper business, we know that in copper, the medium-term story for copper is still very much there. Demand is likely to outstrip supply over the medium term. And that's very much in line with the fact that copper is needed for this energy transition that the world is looking to go into. So with demand outstripping supply, that very much bodes well for copper prices in the medium term, and they were able to be defensive throughout a large part of last year. So BHP being exposed to those two particular commodities seems to have fared well. The dividend is also nice, and shareholders must be pleased because of that.
On the other end, Premier Fishing and Brand is a victim of a cyber scam. What happened there? And perhaps what lessons can South African companies draw from that experience?
Yeah, this is an unfortunate one. So it looks that in November 2023, the company fell victim to a cyber scam that saw them lose about 15.5 million rand. They have since conducted an internal investigation. They've got an investigation with the police as well. And in this internal investigation, they found the CEO of the company guilty of negligence. They've gone on to say that appropriate action has been taken. They don't detail what that action is, but they are saying that because he's guilty, appropriate action has been taken. They're also trying to get that money back. That process is ongoing. So, I mean, this happened just a few months after delisting, and obviously not great from a PR perspective, but very much highlighting the risk that cybersecurity, or the lack of it in your company, poses to a company. So I think just another wake-up call for all the people in cybercrime, for all the IT divisions in these big companies. Training for the staff members needs to be on an ongoing basis. They need to very much make sure that all staff members are aware to not answer phishing emails, for instance, that could result in a cybersecurity incident such as this. So, yeah, I think just very much a wake-up call for all companies in SA to be on the lookout.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for that update. A sense of what's moving the market. Sentio Capital Equity Analyst Andile Buthelezi giving us that breakdown. Thank you for your time.